which frankly so heavily favored in terms of the Liquid side. Yeah, okay, great. Anyways, really interested to see exactly what kind of strategies they've got prepped for this KO and that, but it's going to be one that's going to surprise a lot of people, I feel, because it has a little bit more dynamic play. It could definitely play as less initiator, more duelist, very self-sufficient, and that was what really surprised me, especially when he came out, is that I thought he was going to be this duelist rather than initiator, and I thought he was going to have a lot more impact in that way. But they made him a little bit more utility heavy, and frankly, I think it's really great that he is a little bit more utility focused. Currently can't see the stream because my thing's having some issues, but hopefully we'll be able to get that back to you in just a second. You guys should be able to see what is on there right now. There we go. I'm loading back in. Sorry, my Valorant crashed, and now we're jumping back into that one. And having lots of issues today, unfortunately, but yeah, and it's already 2 versus 2 in the clutch here. Spike going down, QW1. It's actually going to be able to make that happen. So the rest of Liquid is starting to close in on that position. And be keeping an eye out. The cam giving that little bit of information that could make a world of difference, but whiffs the shot. QW1 is still alive. He might struggle to get in the right position now to drop on down these stairs, but they're both approaching with the same one. I don't think they have any clue where Sturban is. They keep their eyes out, they take him down, and now with this 2 versus 1, this is much more functional. The recon dart is going to give away a lot, but doesn't track down where QW1 is. He jumps over, but the shots are there from Yampy, and they do manage to take the round. Brilliantly done, as Liquid pick up that first round, though there is not much in it, frankly. Yampy could have easily gone down, and that could have been a fantastic round. The Futbolist, they lose out on that first one. As a result, the eco going the way of Team Liquid here. Sad I didn't get to see much of that KO that I was talking about as we were getting one in, but we will see how that one goes. Hopefully my game doesn't crash again. I will restart my PC between broadcasts next time. So yeah, not surprising to see much of everything else we're seeing, basically. You get to see the kind of solid big map trio being kind of things like the Sky, but also that Viper and the Sova, who can be just so scary. We saw it on the previous map, running the Viper and the Sova, running the Sage because it was Icebox as well, but a lot of flexibility there. Mid control could be the name of the game for this KO right now, as he is potentially going to come into contact with some very important pieces of utility. That flash goes forward, but Yampy is the first one to find that frag. Keeping his eyes out, Soulcast comes up big with the 2K, with backup from the screen as well. They shut down that mid, and the weapon advantage, I mean, really comes to bear there. You see great stuff coming on in, and shut down quite well. KO again, just really well placed in the mid. Actually, I got to see Soulcast play relatively recently. He was at a local UK LAN, picking up in a mix, but actually didn't pick up the W, unfortunately for him. Was playing some of the interesting stuff, playing the Reyna, playing, I think actually a little bit of the KO as well there in that squad. I think he got a game of Fracture in well, was very interesting. But yeah, as I said, you know, without the rest of the team, Team Liquid are a team who absolutely play around each other well. So removed from that, obviously not going to have the same success, especially against teams like Vex, who played very well at that tournament. A lot of mid control again this time. Coming on in. Sturban is quite far up. Really looking to try and contest. With the rest of their team, the Dog as well, the Trailblazer. Keeping an eye out. But against a big map, that Trailblazer not as effective as it was on the Scream! He gets the headshot. I think he landed a couple there to be able to take him down. At that longer range, it is that, well, not quite that one-shot potential from that Sheriff. Rest of Futbolist is starting to sneak on up. As Moy is covering the back angle, but Yampy with that Marshall. His weapon is so scary. Scream up close and personal could easily win. Does indeed, and changes his weapon up for that rifle. QW1 is aggressive for it. He should shoot out the dot, so they've still got access to the utility. But the flash is coming their way. Make it oh so easy to take him down. The double peak finishes it off. And 3 rounds on the board for Liquid there as they shut down everything that we are seeing from Futbolist. Not a great start for them. Again, this map, very Liquid favored. Again, apologies about the potential issues with the HUD that I see people are complaining about in chat, but we only have one observer and producer, and they are the same person. So that might be a little bit hard for us to get fixed, but it should at some point. Sheriff's coming out now for Futbolist. So keep an eye on the prize. Never count out these Sheriffs. People are surprised every time by how scary these eco rounds and kind of like low weapon rounds can be. But with the utility you've got in Valorant, it's a game where if you're not doing your due diligence, it can easily change quickly. And makes it a very dynamic one as well. The flashbang going in, really big here. Could easily lead to a 3K, but Sturban clicks ahead and takes down Soulcast. The rest of the team tries to get into position. Too many Swamp Nivera there, unfortunately, for the new blood for this squad. Spike Planter killed, and Yampi is in such a good position now. Sneaks around, catches Sturban off guard, and unfortunately, Krax is the only one left. Good shutdown here. And well done. 4 rounds on the board, and Liquid, I'm starting to look at their money right now, is absolutely rolling it. Rivera is going to be able to, well, going to have to force himself off that 9K, but even then, the rest of the team is just so darn comfortable with where they are right now. Yampi, 7 frags and 0 deaths, really leading the team. And on a Sova as well, bringing a lot of utility to the squad. Surprised to see the Sova over this guy. I actually feel like it is a little bit stronger now, but I guess the KO does fill that kind of position quite well. And Yampi is fantastic on that Sova too. Shot range, Yampi does whiff, but he still has a lot to work with. Scream with the knives out. Always a highlight player if I'm ever ready to see one. There's Mike. Not committing too hard. Again, Breeze a map where you can take your time, bide your time, lie in wait, and turn into a fantastic advantage for yourself if you just use that patience well. Interested to see how the macro is going to approach here, as Soulcast is playing at the longer ranges, but QW1 now knows exactly where he is with the wall going up. It's going to be less easy to find them. That fragment keeps him back for now. No damage onto Sasuke, but patience again. Look at the mid push coming in here. Look how far up that Cypher is. The tripwire is going to give him away. I love that Moj is actually waiting here. It's going to turn into another opportunity. Soulcast keeping an eye out, as we do see still Liquid very wary. That site that was struck down earlier. Aggression coming on in here, trying to get that trade, but no frags yet. Not quite there in this nick of time, but all bound, they can definitely go for this. Trades back and forth. The operator does find something, but the shots are coming out. Soulcast delivers on this KO and manages to net them a good couple, but the tables turn right on back. Futbolists are a strong squad, and they don't give up without a chance. Unfortunately, the operator shuts them down. And another round on the board. Team Liquid are taking it home right now. And Futbolists just cannot seem to get a word in edgeways. It has not looked good for them. And again, the fact that Team Liquid managed to make it here and got side selection, so put themselves on the defending side, is, I mean, the ramifications, frankly, are massive for Futbolists. A strong squad, but what do you do versus Team Liquid on this map? It is not impossible to take them down unless you feel quite as comfortable as they do. And I'm looking at the stats for Futbolist, and I'm going, well, they have a 50% win rate here, and I think they played it twice. They do not have a lot of competitive experience. They may have a lot of scrims on it, but it's not quite enough. Good spray here, but unfortunately, Scream not known for his sprays, known for his one-tops, and Sasuke will push that one right back onto him. Soulcast gets caught out as he overextends, and again, a note on the fact that these low weaponry buys are making big impacts. Sorry, neural theft. 1-on-3. With that information, they are going to commit towards the safe side. The flash even going back to maybe try and catch Yampi off guard. This is a big opportunity for them to turn it into something more. A good frag will let them get it. Hunter's Fury tries to come through to deny the plant, but does not know. Wants to just try and commit the frag. Does take down Q-Rax, but with that Viper's Pit on board, you might have wanted to save, frankly, that Hunter's Fury. As flushing Sturban out now is going to be an exercise in futility, especially with Sasuke keeping an eye on the flank and Moy right back there. Sasuke likes the flank here. Link is making some shots. But very wary that that flank could be there. There comes the push. Sasuke gets one. And Stubborn is still waiting in this smoke. It's so hard to shut them down. Good shots coming through. Yeah, good stuff from Navira here. But being aware that wasn't much you could find and no way to get out of the situation. At least trades 1 for 1, and that's the first round of the board for Futbolist. And I think Team Liquid are going, well, you know what? Everyone gets one. Especially since they invested that ultimate. Frankly, if they're too hard done by, I think they're a little bit greedy. Two ultimates apiece. Round on the board for Futbolist. They're going to try and get a little bit more aggressive here. Love that they're shifting up more towards the B site. It's not a bad shout. Because the A site has been, frankly, a pain in the backside for them to try and take it. However, with this, the option might just change. Navira even throwing in a little extra utility forced back. Get a frag coming on through here. Unto Fury doesn't quite catch them. Dashes forward, but oh, QW1 does take him down. The aggression from Futbolist is exactly what I wanted to see, and that Viper's pick finds absolutely nothing, but Yumpy again on this operator finds frag after frag after frag, and as Q-Rex tries to play to the side, they get cut off. Scream watching some of these angles. It could be big, but Sasuke gets the shot. It is up for one. Cleaned up by Scream. 6 rounds on the board. It was just a blip for Team Liquid. They're happy to seed around and just go straight back into the next. Absolutely try and shatter their opponent's economy. But they still have a decent amount. I think they've got a couple of rifles. No, at least one. Yeah, 2 rifles coming up here. Rest of the team kind of playing around it. I don't think it's a bad shout, but it's kind of the question of who do you put those rifles on. I think QW1 absolutely has to have them. I think one of the few players who's actually found opening frags for their squad, especially in that previous round. I love the dynamic play they've been doing with that jet, allowing them to really push the position forward. And this is a map that's very heavy on positional advantages because it is so darn big. So one of the newer maps in the game, alongside Fracture, and both definitely very interesting. Teams have been really trying to figure them out. People pretty much understand this one. Moy steps up. The fragment again to buy time here. Solkaz using it very well. Navira actually managed to land the shot. Takes down Sasuke, and this operator is also very strong. Well, Solkaz, that mid might be a little bit open, however. Link and Scream both sit in solid, comfortable positions. And then there's 2. They could still absolutely open up the site with this. They've got flashes. They've got walls. They haven't got too much. Only 1 flash on Q-Rex for the next 20 seconds. Got a little bit of healing if things go a little bit wrong, but through the wall, takes down Scream, Nova's position, and now they can start to peek on out, but Yumpy hits the first, looks for a second, and you know he's hitting that one. 7-1, Team Liquid are showing why this map is their home and making it look like, well, sorry for the pun, a breeze. Timeout. You know, when I'm 7-1 down, timeout seems like a good shout. Good stuff here from Futbolist to be able to call this one out and kind of reevaluate their situation. Last round, vested a lot, but not enough that they didn't have enough to buy. You can look now. QW1 doesn't have armor, but does have that operator in hand. Now, how are they going to deal with double operators? Because right now, Yumpy and Navira are both sitting on those weapons, and that is a, frankly, scary prospect. I mean, Yumpy's not on the jet, so he's not quite as non-committal, but, I mean, the fact that Yumpy kind of has that experience playing the operator without that movement just shows that, especially on the defense, how effective they can be. I think that's something to keep in mind. This is not as effective on the offense because you can't, like, dash away if things go wrong, basically. But Yumpy holding down long angles, and you see the confidence as well coming through. Re-peaks the extra player and just takes him down. I love seeing it so far. I'm always excited to see Yumpy on the screen. Just to see what Futbolist are really going to change up here. Their comp, I mean, similarly as dynamic as we see on the other side. Very similar ones. The only basic difference is you got that KO instead of that Sky. Which I think, as strong as KO is, and I think he's quite good, I think Sky is still stronger. I mean, she's very solid right now. Soulcast right now. Still keeping an eye on that mid, and that's a good place to check on, because obviously we've seen a lot of pressure going towards the mid right now. I don't know if that knife actually spotted out the Sova because it does go vertically and through walls. Yeah, it did. So they know that Sasuke's coming. Yampi's right there. He has to be expecting it. Oh, the dart was so badly timed. Yampi just peeks it, takes down Sasuke. And now this mid push is a lot more isolated. No way they can go into A. They have to push towards B. Link peeks out wide, expecting it. What's the shot? But goes to the second, takes down Q-Rex. And now this is well open. Stubborn doesn't give up without a fight. And they're losing so much as they try to commit. The site is clear. But they're down a player. That shot just barely doesn't ring true. Stubborn deciding to opt for a more aggressive position. I think this is really good. Maybe try and pick up something extra here, but with damage going on to every single one of these players, what can you really do about it? The knife doesn't hit. Stubborn is still able to do something, but with Scream running on the corner, you've got to have something like that operator to be able to shut it properly down. QW1 keeping an eye out, but Yampi, again, such a great defensive operator player and just does not let a chance have it. Man, oh man. One optimum piece, and I'm kind of looking at this, and obviously, neural theft's great. People underestimate how strong. I think it's null something. I can't remember what the last word of that is. It's like null exe or something like that. Is the name of KO's ultimate. But the fact that you can stop people from using utility in this situation, especially in retakes, or even when they're pushing on in, right? You're expecting to use the flash. No dice. You just can't do anything. It buys a lot of time and doesn't really care about walls too much, so it's great to see. I'm going in, and that is giving so much information over. The suppression tells you that basically all those players are there of open motion. Obviously watching their flank. Scream gets the first one. Unfortunately gets picked out through the box. And the rest of the gang try and step on up with that position given away. Oh, this flash is again going to be absolutely fantastic, but Soulcast chooses not to get aggressive off the back of it, even though they could have taken a player. There were too many, too far back, and Navira hits the shot. Soulcast goes down, but still has that ultimate ready. So can it be rezzed again? Oh, the Viper Spice goes towards the Anthem, open body, and QW1 has to play well here. Hits the shots, takes down one versus one now. He is still down on the floor. The headshot comes on in. And that's the kind of stuff Futbolist really need to be able to take Team Liquid down. The fact that they have to, that's a really scary prospect. 2 rounds left in the half. And Futbolist's attacking side has looked hamstringed. Very little legs to try and make it way through on anything. And it has come down to pop-off performances, frankly, from players like QW1, from Stubborn, to pick them up rounds. Shouts to Stubborn. Controller player who really dishes out a lot of frags for this squad. Always impressive to see. Soulcast tries to slip on forward. But nothing yet. Again, start of the round, relatively quiet. Bit of mid-control played for. And again, putting Scream towards mid. They sometimes have 2 players playing there. But Liquid, they like to vary up a lot of their positions. They can easily have good rotates. Their calls are great, especially in this map. It's very important. Because... oh man. Because it's such a big map. Because it takes a lot of time to rotate. Your calls have to be on point. Your calls can't be preemptive. Oh! Okay, Navira doesn't go down. But we're just starting to increase their sphere of influence. QB1 starting to shift gears, looking towards that A site. But no one watching. I think... okay, no, the KO is. Soulcast is keeping his eye out. This Futbolist is trying to make the move. There's a shot from Yampi. Turn their opinion back towards it, but Sasuke takes him down. This is now not too bad. Soulcast has to back off a little bit because that door has opened. However, Moi kept back in that position as well. But even if he's just sitting there, it's absolutely fine. They take down Rivera. The Soulcast has to contest. That should be easy, but Moi delivers again. Takes down a third. That's 1 versus 2, but he does not know Link is coming there. This is easy frag for them. And there it is, the neural threat. They know exactly where Sasuke is. The dart goes in to maybe try and buy some space. Liquid drops down into the water. Link. I'm going to play spoiler to Sasuke's chances here. Sasuke slipping around like a ninja. But unfortunately for him, Link is coming back around that other way again. They're missing each other like 2 ships in the night. You can absolutely find the Sasuke's in a great position. Oh, Link wins out the duel and another round on the board for Liquid. Not a good look Again, for Futbolist. 9 rounds on the board. It's not exactly getting easier for them.
Last round in the half.
4 ultimates on the board for the attacking side of Futbolist, but using them can be easier said than done. You've obviously got the Seekers, which you can pop in most situations, but getting onto that site, getting the plant down, they've got it a couple of times, but not every time. Hunter's Fury as well, not as effective on this map. It is large, and whereas other maps you can reach over the entire thing, Hunter's Fury doesn't quite do that on this one. All going in to really lock it up. They're looking for this B side, but it's been completely read by Team Liquid here. Note that there are 3 players watching it. 1 coming up mid, and Solkas even manages to find a frag, really playing for it. The flash to let himself play out as the rest of the team starts to move on in. Scream up on high, looking to rain down from above. Wants to get the spray, Navira does, but doesn't want to commit in towards that Viper's Pit. Takes down 1, takes down Sturban, and there goes the Viper's Pit, and then there was 1. And that will likely be all she wrote for Sasuke, unfortunately. Doesn't have his Deuteragonist armor for this one. As Solkas slips on him. It's Link who steals it from him. Good half here from Liquid. 10-2, and I mean,
switching sides.
Not a huge surprise considering the map, but Futbolist not delivering as much as they want to do. Interesting to see exactly what Liquid are going to be doing on this attacking side, because I think this is where it gets really interesting. Defensive side, it's good rotates, solid pushes into mid. Those are kind of the key wheelhouse, and obviously that's why Team Liquid did pick it as their first one. But the attacking is where things can get a little difficult. And that's why Futbolist in part did struggle. But it was also just aim, you know? Sometimes the shots are being hit, and I mean, we got Scream obviously hitting shots like he does. That'll happen, but also you got players like Solkas hitting them. It does go down, but Scream punishes almost instantaneously. Yampy has been absolutely on his stuff right now. That operator. Not going to be as effective on the attacking side. Posh is so aggressive here. Position's given away way too far forward, and even if he got in Scream, he was always going down there. Sheriff in hand. His other op is a Sheriff, and well, give Scream a man that'll do that. You know it's going to be an ace. 11 rounds on the board, and I'd get hyper, but frankly, Scream just kind of walked through that one like a breeze. The eco is so heavily in their favor now. I wouldn't be surprised to see a force up from Futbolist, but no, maybe playing for that overtime. Marshall, fantastic weapon, especially on these larger maps. Opting into 2 doesn't seem like a bad shout. Scream going to go on up to that rifle. Loving the Phantom here. This is a chance, really, for Futbolist to make it happen. They've got the... that's exactly what I was looking for. Got the Marshals in hand. They can take players out with relative ease. That's a rifle on the board. Oh, sorry, off the board, but they're going to be able to recover it. It's not all bad. Link. Oh! Loses out to that Sheriff, and again. That's what I was talking about, right? A weapon advantage isn't as relevant as you think. And this could really flip the tables. This is really give a chance over to Futbolist to make it happen. The flash goes through. Wants to hit the shots, but Solkas only buys himself space. The flank, however, from Sturban. A little bit disturbing for the squad. In fact, Rivera is going to have to shift up exactly what they're doing. Transparent range, QW1 wants to find it. The darts don't quite land as Yampy's going to give themselves a little bit more info for their team. Bolt gives them away, but Navira is on the flank. Is so good here. Will be able to move back to the spike and doesn't even take any damage as those Marshals just aren't landing. And this is the problem. The Marshals are great until the bomb is down, and that it just makes it so difficult to get aggressive. Liquid shut it out, and good play from them. Match point now for Team Liquid.
Match point.
You lose 2 players. You lose a little bit of that cash, but frankly, with the way they've been playing, I don't think Liquid even mind. What do Futbolists really do about this one? Well, I think they need to utilize the fact that they've got those flashes. that can also grab you the information on the skies. So play aggressive with them, and I love that they're pushing towards mid here. Stream, got all the knives. Just want to make sure they can get it. Trades 1 for 1. QW1 has been on a tear recently. Wouldn't be surprised to see more from him. Spotted out the gun, however, Link covers the flank. Then there was 2. Sturban really have their work cut out from if this push comes to shove. But not even committed yet. They're going to move up mid, potentially, here. Liquid are looking towards that B site, but still kind of making their choice. Sasuke will attempt to play spoiler, but at longer range, it might be easier said than done. They will likely get 1 frag. They turned away from it. The wall gives the space. The shots aren't landing. Oh, Sasuke really wants this. Just get that 1. Just come on, 1. There it is. Now just go for a second. Got the recon dot as well to make sure if people coming close, he knows there's someone nearby. Screamer's looking for those headshots. He will not quite find it. Link's going to deny him, and it will be up to them to finish it off. Good stuff here from Liquid. 13-2, a dominating performance here on Breeze, showing us exactly why they are 90% win rate on this map, and it's even going up.